Hello, my name is Dr. Cherie Cagle, and I am an elementary school principal at the Global Learning Academy. I just wanted to share with you a little bit about what it's like to be an elementary school principal. So I want to kind of talk to you about a typical day, which there's no such thing as a typical day as an elementary school principal, but generally. I try to get to school before everybody else gets to school because you don't know what you're going to face. Has the building been broken into? Has the toilet overflowed? You have to think about those kinds of things that you have to take care of that you don't normally think about the elementary school principal taking care of. I have to make sure all of my teachers are here. Those that aren't, have to make sure there's a substitute in all the classrooms. So you're immediately hit with problems as soon as you come in the door. The rest of the day is really different. Every single day you're dealing with students, you're dealing with parents, you're dealing with other educators, you're meeting with people, you're counseling with children, lots of paperwork. But my goal as an elementary school principal is to be an instructional leader. So I try to visit every single classroom, every single day. I want to get to know as many of the students as I can. I want to steal as many of the teachers' ideas as I can so I can connect teachers together and they can, you need to go over there and see that teacher and learn what she's doing. So there's just a variety of things that you have to do. The end of the day dismissal is always a very confusing time of day. You've got car riders, walkers, after-school daycare people. Everybody's going in 100 different directions. And when you finally get all the students cleared off campus, then you have your teacher day to deal with. It's kind of like the second part of the shift. It's when teachers are coming in. They don't have their students, so they want to come and talk to you. They want to, they need to purchase something, or they have an issue with their classroom, or they need help with the parents. So a lot of time dealing with teachers after school. Provide a lot of professional development after school. Then, if you can get the teachers to go home, then it's time for you to do your paperwork, to answer emails, to return phone calls. So it's actually a very, very long day. Generally, here at 7 o'clock in the morning, leave sometime around 7 o'clock at night. So a 12-hour day is pretty normal to get everything done. There's stressful days, there's very exciting days, but all of them are good days because you know you make a difference every single day. Generally speaking, as far as what's required to be an elementary school principal, it's going to vary state to state, but typically they want you to have some kind of teaching experience, which starts off with a bachelor's degree. After you have some teaching experience, go back to college, work on another administrative type of degree. You'll want to consult your university so they can lead you down the right path, but it'll be something in educational leadership, curriculum and instruction, something along those lines. You'll want to get your master's degree in. You'll also need to think about, before you take on this task, do I really have the personality to be an elementary school principal? Because these are some things I want you to think about. You can have all of the training, go to the university, jump through all the hoops, take all the classes, even survive statistics. But you have to be willing to be the person that can lead a group. You want to have strong leadership skills. You want to have strong communication skills. You want to be able to persuade people, and you definitely want to be able to diffuse a situation. If you have an angry parent or you have an emergency on campus that you have to respond to. So you're going to have to be somebody that can maintain a calm atmosphere, that you're going to be ready to address whatever issues you're faced with, but be ready to change and react however you need to. So definitely some teaching experience, going back to school. I personally went back to school and got my master's degree, then my specialist, and then my doctorate. But you don't have to go that far, but you can continue learning. In addition to your degree, you're going to need ongoing staff development. As rules change, test requirements change, you're constantly going to workshop or professional development activities so that you can stay on top of the latest trends in education. So you must be a lifelong learner. The best part of being an elementary school principal is knowing every single day that you've had a part of changing the world. Because I believe whenever you help a child learn to read, you've changed that child's life forever. When you teach a child how to do math, you've changed that child's life forever. So it's just a very rewarding feeling to know that everything you're doing is molding that child for the rest of their life. So you are definitely changing the world by how you lead your school. Now, there's some things that's, not as fun to do, some things that we might call the worst part of the job. And it's not the discipline. It's not dealing with parents, not any of that kind of stuff like what you would think. The worst part is the paperwork. There's an enormous amount of documentation that's required. You have to enjoy writing. You have to be able to put plans together. Some plans are required from the state. Some will be required from your district. You have to write your own policy book many times in your own school. So there's a lot of writing involved and a lot of paperwork. I know that sometimes it's very frustrating for me because I want to be more visible on campus. I want to be out there in the classrooms. I want to be in the cafeteria talking to the students, find out what's going on. But many, many days I'm stuck in this office because you have reports due and you have budgets due and you have plans that you have to turn in. And it's even more frustrating when you get it all done and finished and then they change the rules. And you have to go back and you have to do it again. That's kind of frustrating to me to, for example, to get my schedule all done. I'm all excited. My schedule's all done for the year. I'm ready. And then you get some policy that has come down that you must teach reading 90 minutes. So you have to go back and change every single thing that you just did. So if you're one of those checklist people that like to write down everything that you need to do and you like to check it off, and at the end of the day you like to have it all checked off, this is not for you because that checklist never ever happens. My final piece of advice for someone considering going into education as a principal, think about what you can be doing right now to prepare you for that role. Whether you are in high school yourself, whether you're a teacher, wherever you are in your career, in your life, there are some things that you can do right now to prepare you for this or to kind of test the waters. One of the things is take every leadership opportunity you can. It might be leading a Girl Scout troop and a Boy Scout troop. It may be taking a role in a fraternity or a club at school. Be the president, be the vice president, see what it's like to try to lead a group or to reach consensus with the group. Any kind of leadership opportunities you have, make sure you take them. Also, work with children as much as you possibly can. Coaching a football team, volunteering in a classroom, babysitting. All of those things will give you a really good feel about education and is this the field for you. I would also encourage you to go and interview principals in your area. Every area has different responsibilities, whether it's elementary school, middle school, or high school. What a principal does is different state to state. So go and talk to principals. We all think we know what principals do because we all went to school and we saw the principal walking around and we think we know exactly what they do. But go and talk to them. Get the nitty-gritty. Get the behind-the-scenes stuff so that you'll really be able to determine if that's what you want to do. And finally, I would encourage you, if you are in the process of going to school to be a teacher, that you get as many opportunities in different schools as you possibly can. One of the mistakes that we often see is a teacher will do their practicum experience all at one school, the school that's closest to their home. I encourage you to go all over your city, all over your town, because schools are different depending on the location and the population that they serve. So I would certainly encourage you to do that. This is a wonderful field. Start practicing now, because if you get in it, you're going to love it.